Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
Hi everyone, we are the Movie Meisters. My name is Kenneth.
I'm Grant. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. We both saw Jurassic World, but before we get into that, I've got to ask you, Grant, what did you think of the other three? So let's start with Jurassic Park. You've told me many times that this is one of your favorite movies of all time. So.
I love Jurassic Park. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's just a fun adventure film. I remember watching it for the first time when I was in elementary school, and you love it because it's a fun dinosaur adventure, and then you get older and it's still a fun dinosaur adventure, and you feel like you like everything that happens and you like all the characters.
I agree. Yeah, Jurassic Park, having seen it again recently, it still holds up pretty well. The special effects are amazing, and most of them still look real. I mean, there were one or two parts where it didn't.
Some of the
Yeah.
puppet effects do look a little cheesy, but
Yeah.
you're already so invested in it that it doesn't matter as much. If you're really trying to criticize Jurassic Park, you really need to be really nitpicky, and you can be that way.
Yeah.
You know, I can list a few things where I'm like, well, that's not very good, or this isn't very good.
Yeah.
But the things that aren't good about it, there's not enough of them to really detour your enjoyment of the film. It's overall excellent, and you can really watch it all the way through and not notice anything wrong if you're not trying.
That's true. That's true. Well, one thing that's a good setup for the other movies is the build up to the velociraptors in that movie. We get every scene seems like it's building them up to be like these great villains, because at the very beginning you have the guy who gets killed at the park, and then you have Dr. Grant talking about how it slashes at you, and
The little kid that comes on a dinosaur bone digging up trip is afraid of a dinosaur bone.
yeah.
Point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. So, try to show a little respect.
Okay.
It's a great movie. It has some great commentary about meddling with nature and so on. And
Yeah, you really feel like it's the purpose of Jurassic Park isn't just to tell a story about dinosaurs running amok and people getting eaten by them, but
Yeah.
it's to really tell a story of, the limits of how far man should go with tampering with nature and what's natural and what isn't. And
yeah,
there's more going on than just dinosaurs killing people.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
Jurassic Park: The Lost World, Grant.
Jurassic Park: The Lost World is terrible. It is the worst movie in the Jurassic Park series,
Okay.
in my opinion. I think it's absolutely awful. It was honestly like, it was boring. Like when you're there, especially when they meet up with like that large group of like dinosaur hunters and they're all walking around like in a
Yeah.
like in a group of like 60 people.
Yeah.
It becomes boring. Like you don't feel like there's any sense of real lurking danger for any of them. Like you're
Right.
more scared for the dinosaurs getting killed by the people because
Yeah.
the hunters are so mean. There's no
Yeah.
tension for Goldblum's character at all. Like there's a couple scenes where, you know, it looks like they might be in some trouble, but most of the time you're just like, you feel bad for the dinosaurs. Because like the baby
Yeah.
T-Rex gets captured and they're driving around in jeeps shooting nets over the
Well, that was the intention of the
herbivores.
movie, yeah.
And you're like, well, you just don't know how to feel. Like you just don't really like it.
Yeah, it turns the humans into the bad guys, which doesn't really work. And like the main characters are unlikable too, because they're stopping the hunter people from capturing the dinosaurs, but they do it by destroying their camp. So now no
Right.
one can get home. So
Right, and as a result of Jeff Goldblum's actions, what should have been a very seamless mission to capture dinosaurs now results in people dying because Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum like lets dinosaurs free, and then the people in the camp get killed. Like
yeah,
Goldblum would rather see humans die than the dinosaurs be put in a zoo.
well,
It was just a stupid movie. The humans were too much in control, and Goldblum was like not responsible. And the thing too is that when you have the first movie, you have like all these characters, like you put them in a room together and they can just have a conversation, and there's no dinosaurs
and it's
around,
interesting.
and it's interesting and
Yeah.
it's good, and you're invested, and you're hearing conflicting views from like Grant and Malcolm. And now it's like there really isn't anything much going on. It's just there's nothing going on. I don't know what to say about it.
Listen, when you're out in the field, nothing we can do can leave any room for people to say that our findings are
I'd be happy to
contaminated.
deliver a letter to
Once
your
the
wife
research
or your
release
loved
goes
one,
blood
give
in
a
the
chance to
water,
think
you're
about it,
dead.
okay?
So we leave no
Or
scent
Eddie,
of any
you got any
kind,
personal
no
effects
insect
of any
repellent,
kind?
no hair
You know,
tonic,
it's the
no
least I can do.
cologne.
I'll be in there.
It's nothing.
Well, let me say regarding The Lost World, I actually don't hate it as much as you. There are two really horrible things at the end, though. One of them is Kelly doing her gymnastics to defeat velociraptors, which is just stupid. And the other one is the T-Rex ending up in San Diego and making the whole thing public. That was going in the wrong direction, I'd say.
It was, yeah, it didn't even really feel like a Jurassic Park film at a lot of the points of the movie, because it was, you're right, the gymnastics thing was really silly, you know?
Yeah.
Like when the children in the first Jurassic Park movie are, you know, like in the kitchen with the raptors, you really feel that sense of danger that, you know, this
Right.
this dinosaur, the raptor doesn't need to be that big. It's not like a T-Rex or anything, but the fact that it's so deadly and vicious, it can just rip these kids to shreds. And
Yeah.
you know, when you see like you can do gymnastics and kick it out the window, it's
Yeah, that devalues
really
the
silly.
velociraptors, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then the T-Rex in San Diego too, it was completely not the right direction for Jurassic Park. Did that happen in the book? Is that
No,
where
that
did
didn't
where
happen
did
in
they
the
get that?
That was the writer, yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
the thing that's bizarre to me is that The Lost World, it has the exact same crew as the first one. It has the same writer, except so the first one, the novelist helped with the screenplay, and the second one he didn't. So I don't know if that impacts it, but the other writer is the same guy. So I don't. I don't know
it's
what happened.
really weird. Yeah, it wasn't very good at all.
Yeah.
It was awful. It's my least favorite of the series.
Well, let me say it's my second favorite of the series, but that's not really saying much.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
it-
not saying much at
yeah.
all, honestly.
There were indeed some moments. I'm granting you that these are just brief moments, but there was some tension still. Like, because Spielberg knows how to set up a scene. Like the part with the two trailers going off the cliff, that still
the
had
best,
some tension.
It's the best scene in the movie, but it still just kind of feels like leftovers from the T-Rex scene in the first one. Like it's nighttime and it's raining and the T-Rex is pushing the vehicle and they're in it.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I guess now they're over a cliff. It didn't feel like different. It was a good scene. I like
Yeah.
it's like I said, I think it's the best scene in the movie.
But that's it.
Who's hurt? What do you need?
We need rope.
Rope! What? Oh, anything else?
Yeah, 3 double cheeseburgers with everything.
No onions on mine.
I don't know, we'll turn it over.
Jurassic Park 3.
I like Jurassic Park 3.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, there's there's something about Jurassic Park 3 that
Sorry. I'll stop laughing.
there's something about Jurassic Park 3. It's really a harmless movie, you know. It's just about, you know, Dr. Grant is tricked into not returning, but he goes to the Lost World and then is put in danger of dinosaurs, and then he leaves. And it's just a real simple kind of dinosaur adventure movie. It's nowhere near as good as the first one, but to me it's not as offensive as the second one, because the second one is so boring and it's long and you don't like anything that's happening and you're just bored. Whereas the third one, yeah, the characters are really not interesting and they're stupid and they all make dumb decisions that are dumb.
Oh man, that bothered me a lot.
But at the same time, it's just a really simple movie. You know, their plane crashes and they're on the island and dinosaurs are getting them. It's definitely like some of the most superficial aspects of the first one, but it's a shorter movie. It's only 90 minutes as opposed to the other ones being like 2.5.
Yeah.
It's just simple. Like to me, it's harmless. It doesn't hurt the series. It's just something that some second adventure that Dr. Grant went on that isn't as good as his first adventure, but was still kind of fun.
Why me? He said we needed someone who'd been on the island before.
Yes, but I did not tell you to kidnap somebody.
I have never been on this island.
Sure you have. You wrote that book.
That was Isla Nublar. This is Isla Sorna. Site B.
You mean there are two islands with dinosaurs?
All right, you stay out of this.
I feel like it never really got like the true sequel, you know, because it never got that movie that's the same kind of, has that largeness to it. Because like I said, you know, it's an incomplete cast, it's a shorter movie.
Yeah.
The second one it tried to be as big as the first one, but it just like failed spectacularly. The third one, it's just a harmless movie. It's just.
Well, see, in regards to that though, it's like for me, the third one is my least favorite in the series. So that's where we're gonna disagree on this, is because with the second one, even though it failed, it felt like they were trying to make something big. Whereas with the third one, it's like, we know this is going to be crap, so we're not really going to try. And the thing that bothered me with the third one the most, so it's kind of interesting to me, the second movie, it kind of has two endings. So it has the part where they're dealing with the velociraptors. It has the T-Rex running amok in San Diego. And the third one had no ending, or it had no climax, I should say. It's like, it's not building towards anything. There's no real payoff. It's just at the end they get to the beach and then, oh, okay, the military saved us. The end. There was no big exciting ending.
Yeah. I completely understand everything about where you're coming from, but it's almost like because it doesn't try as hard, it doesn't fail, you know?
I can see that too.
It knows not to try, because if it tries, it'll be like the second one and fail. So it kind of plays it safe.
It doesn't add anything to the mythos, but it
adds nothing.
It doesn't take away from the original. Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel.
Whereas like the other films,
the second one completely takes away from it.
Okay.
But bringing the T-Rex to San Diego and having the humans be the bad guys or be the danger to the dinosaurs, that was just really, really dumb.